NCRP Productions presents Torg Eternity by Ulysses Spiele. The Breifne Crown, Episode 22.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a Sunday of Possibilities. My name is Greg, and I'll be your GM for the Breifne Crown adventure in Torg. And at this point, let's go ahead and have our players introduce themselves.
I'm Shan, and I'm playing Azrael, the Cyber Witch from the Cyber Papacy.
Hey, it's Barry. I am running Max Elite, the Freedom Fighter from Tharkold.
This is Victoria. I'm playing Iara Bay, the Elf Necromancer from Isle.
And this is Aaron. I'm playing Ufa Ali, the Marksman from the Nile Empire.
And unfortunately, Tori will not be able to make it this session, but we will game on without her. If somebody can give us a recap for what occurred last session, please.
Well, in all, it wasn't a whole lot. We left core Earth in the Americas, in the United States, and landed in Libya. Tripoli specifically, yeah, thank you.
Western Libya.
And we met with Musa Najafi, the special agent in charge there. We went in with Jones, and we were kind of told what he knew, which really didn't amount to much, which was we are going to find Professor, and I've got to see if I can find the name. Yes, see, you probably should have done this. Why did I take it over? Professor Espartes, who is a interpretive and applied reality professor, but an expert on reality. That's the main part of it. At the simple, we geared up and gauged up. We are in Nile-appropriate clothing. We're in a Nile-appropriate vehicle, a car, and we are driving towards the reality storm presently down the, as we found out, the LCH,
the
Libyan Coastal Highway.
So you guys actually did enter the storm.
Mm-hmm. We made it
and
through.
then what is the state of the area that you're in?
Deserted desert.
But what, like, is there on the Tripoli side, the Alliance is getting ready to deal with
Oh, yes. The Alliance has been mobilizing a lot of military because Mobius seems to be about to attack and try to expand the Nile Empire further
Mobius,
west.
the High Lord of the Nile.
The High Lord of the Nile Empire. So probably about the past 3-4 months, there's been a standstill. So this is kind of big news, and it has the upper up. So Jones was very disconcerted when he heard about this movement because last thing that they want to see is Mobius start to expand his empire. But that's where you guys are at. You have entered into the Nile Empire, and you are now in Nile reality. So Nile, the world laws that apply, the law of action, the law of drama, the law of heroism. And then there's a couple minor world laws that have an impact too. The law of morality, the law of masks, and the law of inevitable return. So go ahead and draw your destiny cards. But you get one extra
For the heroism.
for the law of heroism.
Can't reach short arms.
Short arms and growing belly.
Yeah.
So the law of action, just so we have it down, immediately after spending a possibility on an action and getting a total, getting a total, a character may spend another possibility to roll another die and take the better of the two results.
Right.
The law of drama does not seem to have an effect, thank you. So what does it say on there? Law of drama is not even down there. And then the law of heroism. Player character Storm Knights increase their base destiny hand to 5, which is represented by the 5th destiny card that each of us got.
So the law of drama is things just don't go off without a hitch. Something happens to make it dramatic. Obstacles have a chance of just piling on and compounding upon each other. Then some of the minor laws, the law of morality is villains are villains, heroes are heroes. And so when villains, finally beat their opponents, they just don't outright kill them right there. They'll capture them and put them in a situation to, see the see the victory and have the villain just gloat over them, giving them an opportunity to escape. Now, remember, this is still a dangerous reality, so death can still happen, but that's not necessarily what the expectation is. So when a villain surrenders, there's no fear of him just getting murked because he surrendered. It's meant to go to jail so he can escape and wreak his evil plans again some more. And then villains are always solitary people. They may have minions or a lieutenant, but it's always the villain, and they are powerful. And it's not a single hero that can take down a villain, but a team of heroes, a team of Storm Knights. The law of inevitable return, just like any good comic book, they always have a way of coming back. And then the law of masks. Masks mean something. So when somebody puts on a mask, it literally can transform them, even to a point where masks can provide armor. So because you're now a masked hero, your identity is protected. It's what allows Clark Kent to be Clark Kent.
With just his glasses.
He doesn't have a mask.
But he has glasses.
He has glasses and he parts his hair on the other
It's a
side.
reverse glass.
Yeah.
It's a reverse mask then.
Yeah.
And so far, we have not seen Ufa don a mask, correct?
No.
Okay.
All right. And did everyone get a Cosm card?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, mine's horrible.
Mine's not good.
Does yours play immediately?
No.
Good.
Yeah, thank fuck, because
I have a cool Destiny card.
oh, my hand is great.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Reality Surge, when played, the character's axioms and world laws are in effect for him as if he were in a mixed zone for the remainder of the scene.
That's
Only affects the character and any items he's using.
So I have a hero card and a drama card. They can both be used as a possibility. You can't use 2 hero cards or 2 drama cards, but it says specifically you can use a hero card and a drama card and a possibility chip. So it's essentially 3 possibilities all at once that it allows you to use with only using 1 possibility.
And thankfully, I do have a glory card in my hand.
Yeah. So like if we ever need to roll above a 60,
That's the time.
yeah. And then, opponent fails. So like he hits you, no he didn't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
And then I have this card. It's a romance card, so play to encourage an amorous relationship between your character and a non-player character. Gain 3 possibilities. And then it says alternatively discard this for a possibility in a new card, so you can discard it and get a possibility. So I just have a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
So much possibility.
So many possibilities.
And one thing that we came up just with, obviously going through the rules that we hadn't really been playing before, Shan, is you can actually play your cards from your hand when not in combat.
As long as there is an effect that has an effect.
Correct.
Right.
I have connection, which is great. You know someone that can lend you aid.
Yeah, because
Perfect.
I had some that
Yeah.
was like you stumbled upon gear
Right.
that you were looking for.
How's that going to work, or what's that going to do in a battle scene?
Yeah.
And so, because that was one of the things that helped Iara actually escape the Lady Nightbird.
Yep.
And so,
So
it was...
as long as we're not in combat, like if you tell me I need to make a dex roll, I
Yeah.
can be like,
exactly.
drama card is a possibility.
Yes.
Okay.
And I've got adrenaline, because that happened, that was one of the things that happened for me was adrenaline gives a +3 to your dex strength or related skill, and so people...
And you needed that when we played it.
Yes.
And you can trade cards from your hands when not in combat.
So we've gone through 3 cosms.
We're like halfway through and we're figuring these.
This is how we learn.
Yeah.
This is how we learn.
And
I
you,
feel
the
like
audience, are learning with us.
Right. Yes.
so many times I wish I could have done any one of these
Yes,
situations.
And in all fairness, as we become more familiar with the rules, some of the rules as written also make sense now.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Yeah.
it's the Storm Knight thing. All of us weren't Storm Knights really when we started. And now,
Not for very long,
so
yeah.
things are starting to solidify for us, a la there's new rules.
Yes.
They were always there.
Rules
Right.
that make sense now.
Right.
So we're
We're
following them.
comfortable with them now. My Cosm card's not too bad, although it has
happy for
an
you.
issue with it. But there's always a twist. Play during any encounter, heroes recover all shocks. But a new twist is added to the rest of the encounter, a storm, a fire, etc. When any dilemma appears on the drama card, all characters, including villains, must roll an appropriate roll, dodge if falling rocks, strength if resisting smoke, or suffer a wound.
Mine is if we're in a chase and we get to step C and I play this, we all go back 2 steps, but we get a possibility.
Oh.
Interesting.
No, that sounds
That sounds horrible.
And then if somebody's below step C, like if we're all on different steps.
Yeah.
And the minute
had
one
that at
person
one
gets
point.
to step C,
then it.
I can make us all go back to, or everybody's at step C goes to step A, but if it makes anybody go below step A, they have to make a test for being KO'd. So, like,
Oh,
What?
I shall not
Wow.
use that.
we did it. That was another thing in the 2 episodes previous now, where Tori had a step C card that she was able to play when a card came up and it didn't have a step C, and she's like step C, and it helped me.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Get down. Yeah,
That's not helpful.
That one's not helpful. Yours is not helpful
Well, now,
unless you
If we
really
don't
need a
see-
possibility.
we desperately needed a possibility, and somebody had the step C card, because B's come up a lot, C's and D's do not.
Yeah,
So we'd have to coordinate. Someone would have to have a Cosm card that would
get this.
make us skip steps somehow.
I could also see that card being played if you're like on card 5 and you're only on step C.
It like starts it all over again.
It starts it all over again, or hell with it. Let's get with the possibilities and try to survive it.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see it being played for that.
Like last ditch effort, sure, but
Yeah.
it sounds like if I were, unless it were that, it would be cruel.
Yeah. She's like,
You made it to D, did you? Well, not anymore.
She's running behind, and all of us are on like step C, and she's on A. Nuh-uh, you're with me.
Oh no, you don't.
Well, I bet it's not as bad as Unexpected Turn. One hero may attempt a near impossible persuasion test against a subordinate villain, but never the highest ranking villain within the scene.
However,
Okay?
it could be Shan who has the ability to use 3 possibilities in the round.
Yeah. And then you could get that minor villain to aid us for the remainder of the scene.
Somehow that actually sounds like we're going to be using that.
That sounds more real.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like it can actually come into play.
Yeah.
So you guys drove through and break out of the reality storm unaffected. And when you enter in, you feel at home.
Finally.
Things feel back. Just feels back to normal. It's about 10:30 in the morning, and the sun is bright and out. As you look around, the sprawl of Benghazi on the outskirts where you're coming into, right now at this far out, you're just seeing more along the lines of tents that have popped up with a few like mud structures on the outside, but there is a road and it continues to go in. As you get further into the city, the tents start making way into actual permanent hardened sand and mud structures. They're small little, they're not big, 2,000 square feet homes. They're small little 600-foot square homes, squared and single story, just as a family unit just kind of moves in. You see like on the side of the road, just certain booths that are set up as merchants, are out there trying to sell whatever it is that they're trying to sell. You see kids running around and playing, and no sign though of what was provided earlier in like mobilized troop movement, which is a little bit different than what was it provided to you earlier in the briefing.
Are we the only car on the road?
This far out, there's a couple more, but not, it's not a lot. A lot of horses, a lot of camels. So, but not many cars. As you start getting closer into the city itself, less camels, more cars.
I've only ever seen creatures like this in books.
The car's going to go faster than a horse. Sorry.
Whatever.
And now as you guys, like I said, start getting in closer to the city, more of, just on the outside are just straight homes and the structures across, and starting to get narrow streets, a little bit more gridded and neighborhood blocks are definitely becoming more prevalent, and more people are congesting the roads, which is slowing down your traffic as people are walking and pulling wagons and kind of like pack llamas as people are making their way into town.
Any bicycles?
A few.
Okay.
Are there any like road signs or anything?
No, there's actually no road signs. People seem to have just an idea of where to go. So there's really no road signs of listing out what road you're on. What you do see though is at around like every third or fourth intersection, you'll see a statue of what appears to be somebody in armored and a cape and a cowl that covers their face. But on each statue are glowing red eyes, and he is pointing someplace, and there's writing onto it like he's pointing to a direction of some sort.
Ufa, what do those say?
What are they?
Just domestic instructions.
Oh, okay.
And so just, business quarter, merchant's quarter.
Oh, okay.
And so as you start looking, though, go ahead and roll me a mind. Actually, we find.
Find?
Do any of them say University of Benghazi?
Or any of them written in a language you can read?
7.
7. That's what I was looking at when Iara asked you if anyone says, University of Benghazi. Not seen one yet.
Okay. What language are they speaking on the street? I can probably hear them if I'm stopping constantly. Are they speaking Coptic or are they speaking
Both?
both? Okay,
Yeah.
kind of like between the two.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna when we stop by a bazaar, so to speak, or like a stall that has like some food on it, whatever the person's selling. I'm gonna stop the car and get out. If you guys are okay with this,
What are you doing?
I'm asking for directions.
Shock.
I don't understand.
Who does that?
And I'm going to the vendor, and what is it? What would he have for wares? I mean, in this particular area of the world, they probably have dates and
And figs and
dates,
fruits.
figs, fruits.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a bunch of them, and I don't know that I have any money actually. Did we get any money to spend?
Nope.
No, did not.
And I don't have any money for here.
So you
I'm
just
like,
stole them.
I'm gonna
He's
go.
like-
I'm gonna go. Hey,
Never mind.
Bad dates.
Put it back.
what do you want? Yeah, bad dates. I go. What do you want? I'm gonna start bartering with them and be like, I need a bag of figs.
It's like, oh,
These are
yes,
dates.
It's like, and you've come to the best stall in town. I have the best figs available. You shall enjoy them very much.
Perfect. And I see that you're a very well-renowned businessman, and you would make the best deal possible for me.
Nobody here is more honest than Ali.
Now listen. So Ali, what would you want for this?
Coin, of course.
What about something aside from coin?
Now, the jovial smile that he had
Shrinks.
the brows furrow, and says, and what is it that you are offering?
He goes, it's very bright out here, don't you think?
So, of course, it is the sun that we are blessed with.
Yeah, blessed or burdened with in some instances. And he goes, I pull out some sunglasses. So what'd you think? Bag of figs for the glasses?
And so,
Yeah, I offered to him, yeah.
Or what reality?
They're from this reality.
Okay.
They're X-ray vans.
They're pit vipers.
It's like, not bad, but these figs are my livelihood. I could not possibly let a whole bag go just for this that I cannot sell.
You can't sell that? I thought you were the best, most renowned businessman in the area.
When it comes to my figs and my fruits and my dates, yes.
Well, it's just too bad. How about less dates or less figs?
So perhaps a quarter bag I can let go for this.
Sounds good. Also, I got a question for you.
And so when you didn't engage in the bartering, you know you made a mistake because now he looks suspicious.
Ah, crap.
We're like, quarterback, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, I
And
thought
so
I already bartered, but
Well, the haggling.
yeah, this is the haggle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like he says, what?
Where is your airport in this area?
The airfield is on the other side.
Oh, thank you very much.
So you take these.
I will grab the bag and get back to the car.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now he like as you're
Oh,
leaving,
yeah.
is just eyeballing you bad.
Yeah, I get in the car and I'm like,
Success.
no, we have to go. Turn the car back.
This is what I've heard happens when you ask directions.
I'm like, why? What did you do?
Yeah. So it's been
Did
a
you
little
get directions?
bit. I got directions to the airfield.
What's at the airfield? Wait, is the
bet
university at the airfield?
No. I just had to come up with something aside from what, because he was seemingly a little suspicious.
I get that, but why wouldn't you ask where the university is?
So that if he wants to tell anybody, they're gonna say that we're going to the airfield.
So you were being suspicious.
No,
Are we
I
actually
really
going to the
did-
airfield?
I really did want to know where the airfield was. So look, I
thought you said that when we
it's a
do
mistake.
things, we do it as a group, and we don't want to go to the airfield.
I know that, but seeing as we're incognitus,
We would go to the airfield.
No, I can't tell every single person where we're going, especially if they're being suspicious towards us. So I gave him an alternate route that if he wants to tell anybody, he's going to say, oh, these suspicious people are asking where the airfield was, and they're going to go to the airfield.
Now, what if we have to go to the airfield? Now they'll know we'll be going there.
How do we get to where we're going if you're going to ask where we're not going?
Someone else is trying next time.
And I'm watching, like my eyes are just darting, and everybody like, what is going on?
So, Azrael, as your eyes dart back, and so you look back, as you're looking around, and you look back, and you see the stall that the person that he was talking to, is now like whispering to this villainous-looking guy with, he's wearing the
Handlebar mustache.
No, the long Fu Manchu type style mustache, but
I'm
he's
imagining
dressed in
Gafar from.
Yes,
Okay.
but he's dressed in the full-blown robes, and and got the turban on, and so you can see like the curved dagger at his side, and so you can see them whispering together.
Go, 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 go.
Like, you see? You saw. Now they think we're going to go to the airfield, which is good.
All right, and now they know who you're with and what you're driving. We need a dish squad.
I'm saying I messed up. I'm sorry. Okay?
Just keep your eyes open for a sign to the university, please.
I don't trust these fakes now.
Look around for dead monkeys.
Just suddenly realized, I'm like, nope, these are bad ones. I cannot eat these. But I will hang on to them.
You never know when you need good dates.
Or bad fakes.
Go ahead and roll find again.
Okay. That went about as well as I thought it was going to go. So 11.
11. So after a little bit, you're actually able to catch one of the pharaoh signs arms pointing towards the so it would be northwest towards the Mediterranean Sea, but it also says where the University of Benghazi is.
Oh, okay.
So you're heading in that direction.
Okay.
Ufa, who is the fellow that's on all these signs?
This is Mobius. He's the supreme ruler of the Nile Empire, as you know.
Okay.
As you can see, he's, I'm not sure if he's compensating for something at this point, but he's everywhere.
They seem to like his face.
They do, and I must confess that I don't actually have any money.
Are you asking to borrow some?
No, we can't use that money here. Whatever money you have is useless. They don't want it. So
So
do
you
we
tried
need
to
to
buy things.
acquire some?
in case that comes up, we have to be mindful that we don't have money. So be prepared.
Why would somebody
to barter.
ask me if I had money?
No,
Like if you
wanted
were
get
trying to buy
something,
figs.
you would need to barter for it. And my mistake was that I didn't continue to barter once we
You
found
did not
an
argue
agreeable-
enough.
Yeah, I didn't argue enough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I
keep
can argue.
going to
Max
get
is
that
good at
deal.
arguing.
I am.
Yeah, keep going to get the deal. That's all I'm saying.
Good,
I messed
okay.
up by not doing that, and I am very sorry. But I hope that we will not have to worry about that. But I have a feeling we're just gonna have to worry about those things
Okay.
that I just set in motion.
So you make a left-hand turn and see that the road that you're in is just now completely congested with a lot of foot traffic and with camels being led and being pulled by wagons. And so there are cars, but they're just, either parked on the side or also just kind of piled up behind the traffic amongst this gridlock of a mix between humans, vehicles, and animals.
Great. And like I bring the car to a complete stop and go, this is going to be a bit rough.
Could we ride those humped-looking horses?
I would suggest no right now. They're very valuable.
And we don't have
And we
money.
don't have money. Unless we were to try to sell the armored Model T. that
Could we
were
just
given.
argue for them?
Potentially, but it's more of you need to give them something, You can't just argue for it. That's
Okay.
not how this, you need to.
Give me your camel.
That's robbery and they probably don't take kindly.
Okay.
As far as I know, in this world, everybody has a protection from people like that. So we need to be very mindful of the things that we do here. And it's a harsh lesson that I just learned. So I'm giving it to you all now.
So I'm trying to understand your world. It appears that you live in a world with no crime, no normal crime, but then you said there's masked individuals who then create crime that other masked individuals foil, and
So, like protection rackets, for instance. A particular gang will run a street, for instance, and they will extort money out of local vendors in order for protection. But that guarantees...
that seems normal. That's very reasonable.
But there is no state reliable state-funded police at that point.
But
So-
why would you want it? I mean, you would want to have the most dominant take care of you. I mean, that's the way
that-
dominance works.
That opens you up to be a part of that war in your town. And so that's where the problem lies.
Okay.
Is that in order for one gang to get out another one, they're going to do something to one gang's assets. So, for instance, a fig stand. They don't want that fig stand no more. The next day, the fig stand's gone and all of its products.
I think I understand.
Yeah. Or a bunch of guys come and beat you up as the fig vendor.
I'm still not quite understanding why this is so bad, because state police don't do any good.
State-funded police, but
What are police?
crap. And you could see Ufa's just kind of like, oh no, how do I explain this? It's so normal for me, and I need to find the way to explain it to a point where they would understand. Is there anything I can roll to help this process along?
It's somebody whose job it is to ensure the law of the land is followed.
Yeah, this is more role playing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Don't you should just follow those rules though.
I'm confused
Not-
why you
not
just don't
everybody-
take care of it yourself.
Not everybody follows the law, and in some places, those that are tasked with upholding the law have become corrupt and don't.
So you would simply remove them.
Not if they're like in where I'm from, where they're just so overreaching and so powerful that there is no overthrowing the state police.
Oh,
And they
so
have
like
the-
the demons.
Yes.
Okay, I think I understand now.
And they've just become so entrenched in culture that there's no disobeying the corrupt state police.
Oh, it's exactly like the demons and the demon lords.
So if you've got different, I would rather pay money to the stronger,
But
gang to protect me from the state police or the other people that would wish to do me harm.
And in Cairo, just out of character,
Yeah.
the mystery men are the outlaws.
yeah.
And like the everyday citizens wouldn't dream of violating the laws of Mobius.
Yeah.
So that's the whole completely different
Yeah.
paradigm shift on it.
Exactly, yeah.
We can move on. There's lots of things I don't understand.
Actually, I believe that camel you said it was, that camel's moved a bit. We can move into that space.
Okay. Try to grind again. And
So you pull up on the sidewalk, but everyone else does too. So
Yeah,
it's just a packed
It's a
city.
bit
So
chaotic, yeah. I don't know if there were locks on Model Ts. There weren't. Take everything with you.
We're here. We're at the university.
it's about a mile and a half still, but
Wow.
like in packed congestion.
Yeah, it's a bit packed. We might be better off walking, but
I think we'd get there faster walking, and I also don't want to be more noticeable since your man you insulted knows what we're driving.
I didn't even mean to insult him. I just completely forgot the process of bartering.
Well,
Just getting out while talking to myself.
I just say we should remember where we parked.
Yeah. Landmarks.
Well, there's all those camels.
Yeah. They'll move.
Really, they haven't in the last 10 minutes.
Will they?
So is it stiflingly hot?
When you guys get out, it's about 11 o'clock now. You got in about 10:30. Drove through, and it's starting to get hot.
I think we need to get out of the heat soon. I mean, it's warmer than when we got into the vehicle.
And so this far out, you see a pretty good 50-50 mix of people dressed in the three-piece suit and then people dressed in desert attire.
So what qualifies the difference between these two? I see many of them dressed like you and I, but then many more are dressed like, well, not the same.
I would say that the people in the three-piece suits and that look like us are people who live within the city, and people who don't frequently travel outside of the city.
So outcasts.
Travelers.
Better prepared for the elements.
Why wouldn't everyone live outside the city then? I mean, if you're prepared and living outside the city, what would be the benefit to living in your cities?
This is where all the commerce happens, and you would be traveling from one place to the other, generally speaking. Or you have a house that's far out, and you would need to protect yourself from the elements to get there.
Is there some benefit from dressed like us within the city versus dressed like the others?
Generally speaking, that are not in the attire that we're wearing will likely not mess with us. but
Okay.
it depends still on demeanor and things like that.
How should we react if we meet one of your mystery men?
Well, we have a similar goal. We should not play our hand in front of others. And
So
this
secret-
is secretive kind of alliance
Is there
right
a
now. We-
secret handshake or a sign or any such for the mystery men?
Out of character, have I met them or no?
No.
Yeah, so I
if you
wouldn't
don't know
know
that
that.
you have, then
Yeah.
then you wouldn't have.
Yeah, so I'm like, look, I've never met them before, so I don't really know the processes that they. But I'm sure we can cross that bridge when we get there. Maybe we can make a secret handshake. I don't know.
Do they have a bridge that they like live across?
Oh no,
The mystery men?
He said we cross that bridge.
it's a metaphorical bridge. So, anyways, let's just walk this way.
I want everybody to appreciate
Thank
how
you.
subtly funny that was.
Thank you very much.
I was in the line too, and I grabbed my chips because I was going to grab one for the good.
Yes.
It was quite good. Yeah.
Because they all came down from a bridge.
That's a very good point. I've just been out of character, been bombarded with dad jokes lately, and so I
Yeah,
just kind of
that's-
felt this just deep disappointment, and I was like, oh man, I don't even know how to answer this.
You realize that in a few more months, it's going to be all dad
That's
jokes.
all it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the way my life.
Right.
My
And
uncle-
they never go away because you don't stop being a dad.
It's true. Yeah.
My uncle sent me a few, and I said, "You need to send them to Aaron." I gave him his phone number.
Oh man.
So onward to the university.
So as you guys are having this conversation, you're literally bustling through just this crowded, a crowded street. So I mean, all the way from the sidewalks with hawkers selling wares, and in between, people are moving about. And so you can see some of the stalls. They actually have some like hired security standing by, just watching everyone with menace as they walk by. Others are, hawking, but yet, have their arms spread out over their wares to try to keep people from stealing. Little street urchins are running in and out in between legs.
I'm like, watch your pockets.
Absolutely.
Like holding my purse.
Yeah.
Are they speaking in a language we understand, or are they not speaking in it?
So there's like a common slang, things that you pick up, and then there's native languages here as well too.
Okay.
So, but it's not Arabic. It's it's different.
It's Coptic.
So at 6'5" in Egypt today, I would stand out.
Yes.
Do I stand out in the Nile Empire?
Yes and no. And so some of the people that you do see just either down the road going about their business, but you see people dressed in like 3-piece suits with little derby caps, and they are 6'2", 6'3", 6'6", but they're just this huge barrel-chested men, and narrows down to a tiny waist and short little 30-inch legs, 29-inch legs. So just
They're
like
all mooks.
yeah, you see some of them, and when people see you, they just automatically kind of give you a wide berth, go about, because they're used to these mob mooks going about their way. Some kind of eye you, and then nobody gives you the nod. The look that they give you is, can he take me or can I take him?
Which I also understand.
Yes, you know that.
Okay.
So that's what you see as people are moving about. And as you get closer to the university, the crowd starts becoming a little bit younger and then thinning out as you're making your way off of the very crowded streets. And you open up, and off in the distance, you see just like this huge, long building, about 5 stories high. The building itself is maybe about 100 yards long. And it's bifurcated in the middle with sky bridges that connect the two buildings. And in front of it is a nice, very beautiful, just bright blue pool, about 50 yards long, 20 yards wide, and just trees providing shade all up and down lining the pool. And the signs are pointing to the University of Benghazi.
Here we are.
This is it?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Let's go find the Professor Espartes.
All right, let's go. I've never been here before, but I would imagine that the universities in Cairo are probably somewhat similar in their layouts, or
No, I mean, a little bit different. Like the University of Alexandria is absolutely just grand.
Oh, yeah.
Just it's magnificent. So that and the palace are the two defining features in it.
Yeah.
And so this one is much smaller compared to that, but yet still trying to have the grandeur.
Oh, of course. But I'm talking more about where to go when you want to meet
Like
somebody.
there's
or like
signs that tell you like the whatever department's this way.
Oh yeah, especially being an academic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you wouldn't have. I don't think you have a problem trying to navigate where to go. Try to find the directory.
Okay, cool. Very good. So I go to find a directory and see him like, Espartes.
And he's the interpretive and applied reality. So we want to look for that department. If
Professor of.
Interpretive and applied reality. And you'll notice that everything's written in hieroglyphics. So I'm going to find it, and you're looking at it like, I don't understand what this says. And I'm like, okay, here, I think I found it.
So from what you can read, it's on the first floor, and what makes sense if you remember, he's supposed to be hunchbacked.
Yeah.
And down at the far end, and it gives you the rooms that that department occupies.
Okay, very good. So I'm going to tell you guys where it's at. We're going to head that direction, but I'm also going to say, hey, keep an eye out for quick getaways, just in case something stupid happens.
Weird things happen in the knowledge.
Yeah.
should we argue with everybody while we're here?
I mean, not here.
I believe I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
Max is
I'll
really
leave
good
it
at
to you.
arguing.
Yeah, not yet. It's a time and place for everything.
I'm enjoying the possibility of being able to just punch somebody, too.
Just be careful who you punch. Okay, they might be a made man. You never know.
I don't know what that means, but I
Made into what?
understand. Right.
They're
Columns?
highly protected individuals. If you mess with them, you mess with their entire gang.
Oh, okay, that I do
And
understand.
they will hunt you down.
Okay,
Any disrespect will set them off.
very good.
Like the fig guy.
I don't know that the fig guy was a made man. Informants are paid well here. That actually makes it. We should inform on something to get paid. Why not?
What would we inform on?
Just make it up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, hey.
How? This is way beyond my day, but who would we sell the information to that we made up? I mean, how would we know that they need the information?
Well, we would know before we were to do any of this, and this is all happening while we're walking, obviously. Well, like before we can really inform on anything, we need to get a good layout about what gangs have beef with others, and then we can say, hey, this gang, a rival gang, is looking to do this on this day.
Okay, all right.
Gain favor, gain money.
And are gangs in the university? So the professor might be one of these gangs?
I don't know about that, but it's possible.
Okay.
At this point, I'd say anything's possible.
Very good.
Yep. And I'm like, all right, here's the door.
So as you enter the door in hieroglyphic and in English Common is in bold gold letters the Department of Interpretive and Applied Reality.
All right, should be in here.
That I can read, finally.
Come in.
I'll open the door.
So you open the door, and as you open it up is like a very nice, just plush, nice, like, just carpeted room, wooden desk on the far end, and a door behind it, just paintings of and what's odd is various realities that you guys recognize that are painted up on the wall. Wood paneling halfway up with a nice, just a very subtle taupe painting up on top. Just a very, very classy looking room. Sitting behind the desk at the far end of this room is this absolutely just voluptuous, beautiful, blonde-haired woman with her hair done just nice and just in a tight, perfect bun. And she's... And she's sitting at the desk, and she has her hands up and just painting her fingernails. And so, what can I do for you?
We're looking to speak with Professor Espartes.
And you are? Not even looked up yet.
Yeah.
Interested in talking to him?
So, as are all, dear.
Should I punch her?
No.
With that, she kind of
argue?
stops and looks up.
Is this one the
Should we
argument?
argue?
I mean...
Do we argue now?
No, just... We have to give her a name.
I'm Azrael.
No, normal interactions. Normal interactions with
It
people.
doesn't seem normal to me.
She is very normal.
So
Hi.
while you guys are having this conversation, she actually put her nail polish away and is. How can I help you, Diaz?
So, like I said, we're looking to speak with Professor Espartes.
Well, he's not in, sweetheart.
Oh, when do you think you would be in?
He's been out for another week now.
Oh, really? I like that nail color, by the way.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, very
yes.
good. Yeah.
And she really now starts getting engrossed in it again.
Yeah.
Her lips are a matching color.
Yeah. Oh, it matches your lips. I see that. I see
I'm
what you
so
did there.
glad that you noticed.
Yeah, of course. So when do you think he, where was he at? Where'd he go?
Well, he said that he had some very special research to do, and he took time off to do that.
Oh, he did.
He did.
So, where did you get your hair done? It's perfect. It's immaculate.
Oh, my girlfriend Sue, she does the best on that.
What's being passed around is a relationship card that would allow an amorous relationship between one player and one NPC.
And then it gets a possibility, right? Is that a possibility?
It does. It does.
Is it a destiny card?
It's a romance destiny.
And you played it?
God.
Okay. So...
Do you want me to read it for the listeners?
Yeah,
Okay.
Go ahead and
All
read that
right.
out there.
It
That's
says, romance. Play to encourage an amorous relationship between your character and a non-player character. Gain 3 possibilities. You may spend possibilities for this character. Alternatively, discard for a possibility and draw a new card. But I think that means he gets the 3 possibilities if I play it for him.
If you choosing to play it.
Yeah.
Does it say for your player or
Yeah.
for
It says,
Yeah, so you would have to
it says
trade for it.
Gain 3 possibilities. So play to encourage a relationship between. Oh, it says your
your
character.
character.
So you could trade for it, though.
So that's an if you want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to play this for me.
I figured as much. Here, take that.
It makes sense.
It does. I was just trying to play to her obvious interests, which is herself.
Okay, and then
Not
and then if you
anymore.
play it, you get 3 possibilities, and I
Okay.
think that having 6 possibilities is an advantage.
Romance. Go ahead and play that.
Yes.
Now she's a significant other for the.
So when you start taking interest, all of a sudden, like, you literally see this gleam just kind of in her eye as the sun catches just her eye, and she looks at you and just puts her hands together and says, "Oh my, look at you! What can I do for you, honey?"
She pushes them together with her arms. While she's
Oh, God.
And they're like, and very voluptuous, are now
Yeah.
like resting on the desk. The
Oh, no.
buttons are straining.
Before I was just complimenting. Now it's romance. I'm nervous. I don't know what to say now.
just say that.
I seem to have forgotten what I was going to say.
You're so cute. Look, you're turning red.
Good Lord, I am
That's
actually
because it's
physically
drag, you're
turning
flirting
red.
with him.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're turning red. Oh my gosh.
So, with a little a smirk that she gets, she kind of leans over and conspiratorially whispers very loudly, like, "Why don't you tell your friends to go someplace else, and maybe you can convince me to tell you where he is?"
Oh, this is the arguing part. Maybe we should wait outside.
That's a good idea, honey.
Shoving everybody out.
We step out, shut the door, and immediately lean in so we can listen.
So as you guys are getting ready, kind of funneling out, the last person looks, and somehow the top button of her blouse came undone, and the second one is starting to come undone, unbeknownst to.
Wow, that's nuts.
Whoa.
Who knew?
So, about 20 minutes pass, and you can, the door opens up.
That's gratuitous.
Ufa opens the door, lets you guys in, and there's still a sheen of perspiration on his face. His jacket is not is not quite done up like it is. The tie's kind of askew.
You missed a button.
And,
Oh, thanks. Get Get myself situated again.
So the lady who you find out is Miss Jessica.
Miss Jessica.
She's actually just kind of leaning back in the chair. She's smoking a cigarette with her heels just crossed and her feet up on her desk, and she's
Smoking.
Oh, marvelous to see you again.
So,
3 possibilities.
when anybody needs possibilities, I cannot
Thanks for
grant them.
taking one for the team.
So do we know where Professor Espartes is?
So where did he go to do his research?
Well, and so she kind of puts her feet back down, and she gives it like she has a secret to tell.
Yeah.
Well, he did leave. He didn't tell me where, but I heard he was back in town, and as much and as brilliant as the professor is, he does have one vice, you know.
Oh, what's that?
Well, quite simply, it's vodka. And quite scandalous if the rest of the university knew about it, but we all protect him because he's such a deal.
Oh. Where would someone procure vodka?
Well, the best place to get vodka in town, and the professor's proclivities for such a vice, only one place to go, and that would be the Purring Kitty's Gentleman's Speakeasy.
Purring kitty.
Had you ever been there before, Miss Jessica?
No, I would never be caught in a place like this. I'm a lady, you know.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So, Miss Jessica, is there any way I can write you?
Yes, dear.
And I take it she gives me her address.
Absolutely, she does. And it's actually, when she hands it to you, it's in a bundle of cloth, and when you undo the bundle, it's actually one of her garters that she...
Oh, man. Yeah, very 1930s.
Item on the back.
So look, Miss Jessica, unfortunately I have some business to attend to, but maybe later we can attend to some more business.
And she just...
That's right.
She just leans forward completely, and she's like, let's count on it.
Oh, Jesus. Perfect. Thank you so much, Miss Jessica. I hope you have a wonderful day.
I already did, hon.
Good God. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn around, and then close.
Are you kind of shoving us out like,
I'm
go,
like, yeah,
go,
let's
go,
go,
pushing
let's
everyone
go.
out?
When you guys look back, she's just kind of sitting there.
Oh, Miss Jessica, where is the Purring Kitty?
Downtown, of course, sweetheart.
Perfect. Thank you.
The door closes, and she just blows a kiss.
And I'm like,
Did you argue with her?
no, I didn't argue with her.
They did a different kind of arguing.
It's embarrassing.
I'm sorry, that's like you had got the card in your hand, you just immediately went.
He's very upset to receive that card. It benefited me so much.
She was a very healthy woman.
Yes, of that I'm sure. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have to go downtown to go to this place called the Purring Kitties Lounge, or Speakeasy. And that is where our Professor Espartes is, because he really loves vodka.
And it is a place that makes good vodka, then?
It is probably just a place, considering the area, it is probably just a place that has vodka. Among other things.
She said he was going to be gone for a week. Do people in your land go and drink? In my place, drinking that long would kill you.
It depends on your predisposition for benders.
But I think I understand.
And especially if you're on vacation, well, there's not much else you can do. This might be the best thing you could do for a whole week. Look, I don't know about the man's stamina, okay? So...
Yours was sorely tested.
I was like, that door is wide open.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
$20.
Yeah.
Just nobody gets that reference. Okay. It's the Carl from the Aqua Twin Hunger Squad. He's talking about like paying for a hooker, and he's like $20, 20 minutes. Okay.
Oh, I know of Carl. Carl's got probably the best accent of that entire show. It's the best. At any rate, I need to find downtown.
Purring Kitty.
The Purring Kitty's Speakeasy Lounge.
Gentlemen's Speakeasy.
Gentleman's Speakeasy Lounge, sorry.
I mean, downtown, from what you can tell, what you're going, from what you've seen, seems to be smack dab in the center of the city.
and slammed with cars, animals, all of it?
All of it.
Okay.
All right. Are we going to try to get our car, or are we going to just go there?
Well, I thought the car was potentially a detriment to us at this point.
And I feel like we'll get trapped in it.
There's no way really to drive it there, as far as I can see.
It's too crowded.
Yeah, and we can see down the way. It looks crowded still.
Oh, yes. I mean, that's just the way that it is.
Yeah.
One thing that your character would know is it would be highly suspicious to be walking around with, suitcases.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, I mean, that's how
Tommy guns are transported.
Exactly.
And rose boxes, too. It's also... Yeah, we probably should not have these suitcases. Is there any way for us to be able to ditch these things?
I don't know. I mean, I would have left them in the vehicle, but you said take them.
Yeah, it's probably better to take them. Perhaps, as much as I hate this...
We could potentially... we have no money, but maybe we could
Sell the
argue...
stuff?
Well, I was thinking we could argue and Ava could maybe stay with the suitcases in a hotel room.
Perhaps, yeah. I think that idea works out best.
I agree.
Yes.
So we look to find an inn. Hopefully, an inn, yes, but a hotel.
Are you looking for one in like the downtown area near like where the hubbub is? So you know that those would be kind of like the more grandiose,
Yeah, something extra.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking for.
With what money?
We'll figure it out.
Well, we can argue for it.
So, Greg, on the way, I have Streetwise, and I imagine from my world, stealing, swiping, that kind of thing is reasonably common.
Oh, yeah.
Looked on in any positive light, but reasonably common. So, as we're walking, I'll watch things like 3-card money and those kind of things. If I see something that I can potentially put a hand out and grab what appears to be money, I will grab it.
Okay.
And I'm assuming it's not going to be a streetwise roll. I'm just telling you I have it, so it would be something where I potentially would think about it. So it's more of a stealth or that kind.
So let's do this. Roll streetwise to find the good opportunity, which will lower your DN number on the decks.
Okay.
Obviously, the higher you get, the better your...
It's a different street. I've got a 9.
Okay. I mean, right now, it's just too packed, and like the street hawkers that are here are used to the little urchins stealing, so they're keeping a pretty weary eye on.
Okay. But I'll keep my eye out. At the point when I think I can get away with it, I will try.
Okay.
I have Streetwise as well. Would I be able to pick up on like recurring names popping up, like in passing conversations?
Yes, but it would take time. You'd have to, kind of hang out, eavesdrop, listen in, and you wouldn't be able to pick it up just walking through.
Okay, cool. All right, never mind then.
But, I mean, you're able to find, there's plenty of hotels as you're moving close. Do you guys go back to the car, or are you walking?
We're walking. As
yeah,
far
I
as
would
know.
say
We
walking.
we decided to not go back to the car.
Okay. So as you start moving in and walking closer to the downtown area, the mud houses are starting to get lessened and more into wood, concrete, and even some steel structures as you start getting into more of a metropolitan downtown area. Roads are beginning to become paved. Instead of being either dirt or cobblestone, they're starting to become paved. Sidewalks and shops and boutiques are replacing the stalls and whatnot. The dress is becoming definitely more business attire, like the clothes that you guys are wearing, as opposed to the outskirts of it, where desert attire was more prevalent, and it's starting to look more like a 1930s Chicago style of neighborhood as you're moving into the heart of downtown. It's real easy to find a motel. As a matter of fact, right there you see a grand sign that says the Palace Motel.
This would be the place, but my only concern is that if we don't play our cards exactly the way we need to, we might set ourselves up to be more suspicious again. Like, people would be more suspicious towards us.
Is there a well-known corporation or company? Maybe we could play off that.
That's what I was hoping to find, but it's going to take a little time to. I don't know of it. I'm not from this area, so I don't.
Well, is there
know.
a large one in Cairo where you're from? Could you?
Mobius.
Is that the only one that? I mean, I'm willing to try that.
Now refresh my memory of the
A free market.
Overlord.
A free market is not prevalent here. So
Yeah.
a free market is people setting up a bazaar.
Yeah.
Everything here is controlled by Mobius.
Yeah.
Everybody gives a cut to Mobius.
Yeah.
So the gangsters that run the neighborhoods, they do so with the blessing of Mobius.
With the pleasure of.
or or the lieutenant that's present in the city. So like if, for example, in Cairo, the insidious Wuhan
Yeah.
is like a real big, but he's a lieutenant of Mobius.
Yeah, but he's strictly in Cairo. He's not
Yes.
necessarily here.
Right.
That's that's not truly important who it is, but I would Wuhan hire
Someone
us?
to.
Would he hire us?
I-
Would we work for him?
I'd hire us.
Well, that's
The
good enough for me.
Bill.
I'm willing to try. I'm willing to try. If you will.
What
follow.
was your profession before you found yourself in the Living Lands?
I was a.
Archer, right?
Well,
That was
in
in
the
the
Living
Living
Lands, I used a bow, but prior to that, I was guarding the Valley of the Kings. I was a guard
From
there.
what?
I was just a guard to look over the tombs.
So that no one stole.
Yeah, so no one
The
raided
tombs?
the tombs. Yeah,
Is there not a way you could find money you may have left here from before?
it's possible. It's just not. I mean,
Real streetwise.
yeah, that would be 8.
You didn't have connections in Benghazi.
Or do I? Connection.
Fuck yeah!
But I am scared of what you're going to tell me because I have a feeling that you're just going to be like, Miss Jessica.
That's not your first first time.
They were both playing coy with us. It's a regular hookup. It has been for 20 years.
It's about the role play, But I am going to play Connection.
Can you go and just read it for the audience, please?
Okay, so the card Connection is your hero knows someone in the area who can lend aid.
Perfect.
And we need money.
Yeah.
So when
Or a hotel room.
when Azrael asked that, you remembered that one of the people who you served with was from Benghazi, and he had retired before you had left.
Oh, okay. Perfect. So, see, I'm not sure if he still lives at this address, but I can certainly look for it.
Oh, we're with you.
Any connection you have would help because we are absolutely lost.
So, a person that I served with, his name is Mustafa. He gave me an address to reach him if I ever found myself in Benghazi. I'm sorry, I just didn't think about it until now.
But I'm glad you did now.
Yeah, so let's go there. We'll hopefully find it. We find him.
So the address that he gave you is not in the downtown area. It's kind of like right on the outside and more, but you kind of a little bit surprised to find that it's an affluent neighborhood.
Oof, man, he did good for himself. All right.
So about this time that you figured this out, it's early afternoon, 1:30, 2 o'clock, somewhere in there.
I'm expecting you to do the introductions because this is your connection.
I
Are we
yeah.
staying here or are you just going to ask him for money?
We might actually be able to leave our. I don't know. How
He-
much did I trust him?
I mean,
Yeah.
this was right after the transformation, and so I mean, you guys were your bros. You were tight. You shared a shift together. I mean, you weren't necessarily in the mud and blood and combat.
Yeah.
But you served together.
Yeah. Okay.
But is he subservient to Mobius or is he...
If you live in this area of town, very likely.
He's simply asking a friend for a favor. I don't think we have anything to worry about. And Ava said she'll stay
Yeah.
with our stuff.
I will trust your judgment then.
Yeah. I just hope that I'm not making another mistake here.
Me too.
Argue better.
What?
Argue better this time.
I will. Well, I don't have to. He's a friend.
Oh.
It's different. So you argue with the people at the stands when you're buying stuff.
And you punch friends in the face.
No, you don't punch friends in the face. Well, I mean, unless they do something where you need to punch them in the face, then I guess
Okay.
you could.
Okay.
But that would entirely depend on whether they needed to get punched in the face.
And you'll let me know.
I will certainly let you know when you
Good.
need to punch somebody in the
Good.
face. Good. Okay, so let's go there. So I go up to the. I take it we get to the address, and
It's about a half hour to navigate your way through and walk.
and people are still looking very business attire.
You're looking very sweaty.
But oddly, the people around you dressed that way don't appear to be. You guys do, but not them.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't either, actually.
I don't either. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's right.
this is your home cosm.
This is my home cosm. Okay. Very good.
The sheen of sweat that you had was from a different edition.
God, it's just Never gonna leave that one down. All right. At any rate, I get up to the address and I go to the door and I knock on the door.
So the buildings are just like, condominiums all squished together and just a long line of them with the stair, about, the 3 stairs
Yeah, the
up with the
stoop stair,
iron
yeah.
railing. Yeah,
Nice.
kid.
And the bars on the bottom floor.
absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so I go up to the door, knock on it. Hope
So
for the best.
there's like the brass knocker.
Yeah.
Wait for a little bit, then you can hear footsteps approaching, and you open up the door, and you see your buddy. His eyes kind of get big, and as he looks at you, he's like, "Is it you?"
Yeah, it is Mustafa! Can we come in? Can we come in?
Please,
You gotta be my
please.
friends.
Friends of Ufa are friends of mine. Welcome.
Yeah.
So,
so
you stepped
usher
in.
everybody
Is it
in.
air conditioned?
Of course not.
It's even more stale.
Yeah.
I mean, windows are open and ceiling fans going. So,
But
yeah.
the hookah smoke is everywhere.
It's like, no, come in.
I'm like, hi, Mustafa. These, this is Ira, Max, and Azrael, and Evangeline. So unfortunately, I found myself in, or not unfortunately, fortunate for me, I found myself in Benghazi to be with you.
And so my new friends. And so he gives each of you a kiss on the cheek as it introduces. And so let us refresh, and then you can tell me of your story.
Of course.
I'm sure it is amazing.
As always. But you need to tell me of your story first.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. And so let us break out some fine brandy.
Perfect. I thought you'd never ask.
So he sits you guys down, makes just a little plate of refreshments of just some fruits and some breads and some cheeses, and he pulls out a decanter of brandy and some tumbler glasses, full crystal, and sets them on carrying platter. Sets it down at the table. The table is it's not a full table. It's just kind of short with cushions on the ground, and so that's how.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Sits and eats and says, "No, please, sit, make yourself comfortable." And so he puts it down in the middle of the table and pours everyone a little bit of brandy and passes it out. And so says, "Before we start, to old and new friends."
Perfect. Salud.
And he takes a sip.
Yeah.
So, what can I do for you, my friend?
Well, I found myself in the area, and I figured I'd stop by and say hello. And I was wondering what you've been up to. Look, you've done quite well for yourself.
I'm glad that you did. I'm very glad that you did. Yes, when we left and after the invasion occurred, it's like, unfortunately, my mom and Pop, they decided to follow the Lord Pharaoh and left their home. But I am here to take care of it, to make sure that the Ahmed family legacy lives on.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad to see that you understand the importance of the legacy that you leave behind.
So that's all we can do. We just have our names in this world.
Yep. And what of your parents? Have you heard from them at all, or?
Unfortunately, I haven't. But I'm hopeful each new day will bring some good news of their fortune.
So, I mean, how did you feel about Mobius with this whole situation? I mean, your mother and father are gone.
They made their choice to follow the Lord Pharaoh.
Yeah. And you didn't.
I did my time, my friend.
Oh.
I did.
I mean,
my
we
time.
both did our time.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Very
yes,
good.
we did.
So that kind of leads me into a question I have for you. We need to go to the speakeasy in town.
Which one?
It is called the Purring Kitties Gentlemen's Speakeasy.
Very upscale.
Very much so, yes. And unfortunately, we found ourselves without the money in which to attend this place, and we are carrying our baggage from our vehicle because we didn't trust to leave the baggage in the vehicle. And I was wondering if we could leave that baggage with you.
Of course. That is an easy request.
Yeah. And I was wondering if you can give me a better idea, because I haven't been to Benghazi ever. Could you give me an idea what it's like down here? I mean, who's running what?
Benghazi. So he takes a sip of his drink and kind of settles down into, move into story mode. And he says, Benghazi's been very active of late. Only 2 days ago did the Lord Pharaoh's forces move out from the city Last I heard, they are moving north and west.
Why do you think? I mean, do you think he's just looking for more land, or?
From what we can tell, the Lord Pharaoh, seems to ever want to expand his realms, but we still need to live, and we still need to exist here. So that has been the most recent development. Up until then, it was quite tumultuous. And then, of course, that villain, the Amaranthan Spectre, he still has a tight control over the city.
Oh, he does. Over this city. I wasn't aware he made it this far.
After he plundered the tombs in the land of the kings, he left there abruptly and just within the past month seemed to set up a base of operations here.
It's a bit concerning, huh?
It is what it is, my friend.
It is, yeah. So he's the one running things here. That's interesting to me. So if we were to be, to going to this gentleman's club, is there anything we should be looking out for? I mean, I'm not sure if you've been there before, but
I haven't been there.
You must hear who's running it and what protocols it might have.
I don't know if anyone is rightfully actually running it. It is in the downtown area, which would be within the Spectre's influence, but I couldn't tell you if the club itself is, whether or not the Spectre runs that.
Yeah.
As anything else, it's, just to be polite and be on guard.
Yeah. So I've met with this person, Miss Jessica, who works for a professor. She's actually wanting me to look into his whereabouts. That's why we're going to the gentleman's club. But have you heard of Professor Espartes at all?
Professor Espartes? Doesn't he work up over at the university?
He does. That's where Miss Jessica works for him. She's one of his secretaries.
I've heard the name, but nothing.
Oh, so nothing crazy pops out with that. Yeah.
No headlines, no news, nothing on the radio about him. Just that he appears to be an academic.
Yeah, and a very good one at that, from what I hear. So, just doing a favor for Miss Jessica to make sure he's safe. And luckily, I'm here with my friends. Yeah,
understood.
So, as much as I deeply detest the thought of it, would it be possible for us to leave you with an item that you can sell later and maybe take a loan in the time being, so that we can attend to this place? I'm sure it probably costs a decent amount of money.
No, you are in need of some money then.
Yes, but not something that I cannot repay.
I understand, and I know that from you it must have been an effort to have to ask for money, and because of that, I won't require any sort of collateral. I said I can loan you what money you need, and I trust you to pay it back.
I will pay it back, and despite your objections, I will pay you interest.
So that is not a requirement among friends, and
Yes.
if you insist so, that would insult me, my friend.
Yeah. Then I will not. I don't want to insult one of my friends.
I am happy that I'm in a position to be able to help.
Perfect. So, out of character, about how much... I've never been to a gentleman's club, so I don't know how much money I should be bringing to a gentleman's club.
Especially in Nile Empire money.
And we got to bring 4 people to make us look like we're well-to-do.
I think if you ask for about 1,000, that would, probably cover what you need.
Okay.
And it's not super expensive.
Yeah. I mean, it's like one of those things where it's like the exchange rate from U.S. dollars to Nile Empire money is very good.
Sure.
Yeah. So 1,000 seems like a lot, but it's not.
Well, I mean, it would be like 1,000 US.
Oh, okay.
So comparatively, but
wow. Okay, that's an expensive afternoon. All right.
He's like, it's not a whole lot. It's just 1,000.
Yeah. And so I'll be like, well, I mean, it seems as if 1,000 would probably be best, considering I have 3.
However, consider that there are overages, tips, the like. We should consider extra.
So, would it be possible for you to loan me, say, 1,500?
Let us get this business out of the way so we can then visit with much aplomb and much sharing of stories.
Of course, yes.
And so come with me.
All right, coming with you.
So he leads you back to the room, like in the bedroom.
And we're here.
Are we left behind? Or are we
Yeah.
coming? Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, he's going into a hallway.
Is he going to be? I mean, is this the thing they do?
20 minutes again?
Yes, that's what I'm wondering.
Oh my god! Can I give him this?
So definitely not that long. Basically, he goes back and pulls out his wallet from under the bed, and counts out the billfolds and usually 1,500 cash.
Thank you very much, my friend.
He's my friend. I'm glad to be able to do that.
Well, let's regale these my other friends with tales of our past endeavors.
Said, indeed, and we shall only make a partial of it.
Yes. He's getting faster. I'm not sure if that's good.
Good Lord.
So they come back out, and how long do you guys end up staying?
I mean, what time was it when we went in?
About 2:30.
2:30. I mean, let's say, do you want to wait
3 hours?
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, at
Let's
least.
go to
Wait
this
till it's
evening
dark
when,
out.
when the fun happens.
when
Yeah.
when the sun starts going low, so I'm sure more people are out in the streets.
So
There's
about
brandy,
9 o'clock.
there's food.
Yeah, so about 9 o'clock is when it gets not quite dark, but like right where it starts getting hard to see and whatnot. So
The nightlight
heavy
starts
dust.
picking up.
Yeah.
So does Mustafa have his old kit, like radio and other things like that? Was that turned in?
No, he has some of that stuff still. Yeah.
I'm like, Mustafa, I'm gonna keep my radio on me, and just in case I need to contact you quickly, would that be possible for you to remain open on that line?
I shall keep the line up, and he's sensing the change in your tone and the seriousness of it, and he says, I don't know what exactly you're getting into, my friend, but I feel there is something I must warn you caution of. Before the invasion before the mobilization of the troops of the Lord Pharaoh, we've been seeing an influx of Asian Oriental people coming in.
Okay.
So it just seems odd.
Be mindful.
Just be mindful.
It's a bit of a distance, don't you think?
That's
To
what
travel.
it is, and
Yeah.
they don't seem to be here visiting, or they don't seem to be part of a faction that might be. They almost seem to be intelligence gathering. I don't know if it has anything to do, but any type of outside business might attract their attention, and I wish to warn you of that.
I will take heed of that warning. Thank you very much.
Of course.
So this is something similar to the insidious Dr. Wu Han?
It at first appeared that it may have been some of Wuhan's minions, but I can't tell, or word that's gotten at least here is it might not be.
Interesting. Well, that information will not go unnoticed. Thank you very much. And your hospitality is world famous.
Thank you very much.
And for your friend here to watch over your gear, I pledge that my house is hers and my possessions are hers while she remains.
Thank you very much, Mustafa. We must go as of right now, just because it is probably the prime time to do so. But I will be in contact if we need you, and hopefully we'll see you this evening.
May fortune smile upon your endeavor, my friend.
And you as well, my friend.
So he gets up and gives you one big hug.
Yep.
And so as you guys each leave, he gives you a hug and kisses you on the cheek.
So out of my bag, I have both of my 1911s on me.
Okay.
I'm not sure if anybody's taken any weapons, if they have any weapons.
They
I mean,
easily
you just
fit,
bizarre.
easily fit underneath, your
I have shoulder holsters.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
I'm guessing the SMG is not going to.
I mean, you could hide it under a duster,
Any?
the jacket.
Okay.
the long
You have.
jacket.
They
Yeah.
gave you the
All right.
trench coat.
Yep.
I don't think my bow's fitting anywhere.
That one would be a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I do have a dagger, though, so I'm going to keep the dagger on me.
okay. You can see the magic here is
Yeah.
okay, and
It is okay.
it's not the best. So, okay, that's what we're going to have on us. I have my radio too, so just take note of that, and the brass knuckles as well. And that's pretty much what I'm going to have right now.
Okay. Sounds good. So, is everybody kitting up with anything? Like, obviously their bow would stand out.
Yep.
The SMG would definitely fit under the trench coat.
I have
Yep,
a power
I'll bring it.
dagger in my lightning.
Okay.
Just have my dagger.
Sounds good. So he gives you
case.
directions to the purring kitty.
Yeah. Great.
Didn't know you needed directions.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. I do grab one other thing out of my bag, but I'm very secretive about what it is. So I lead us out to the Purring Kitty.
All right. So as you guys are walking down, so night seems to have kind of changed the environment. Instead of being like this hustling and bustling metropolitan of, commerce and traffic, people who don't have any business on the streets are gone, and the people who do have business on the streets, the business is either entertainment or criminality.
Great.
And so the vibe has definitely changed. The lights from the street lights seem to be just kind of extra brighter and shine just upon the street, and you hear the bustle of the crowd in the city seems to have gotten a little bit more lively and just a little bit more action. It's more active. Off in the distance you hear an argument then lead to scuffling in the sounds. Off in the other distance you can hear music coming out from one of the open clubs. And so it's definitely, as you get moving closer into the downtown vibe, it is very much more active. The people on the streets, the men walking are very dapper, dressed very similar to how you guys are. The women are now, they're it's no longer the conservative dresses. It's, the dresses are sleeveless. The heels are higher. The slits are higher up on the dresses. The furs around. So it's, the vibe has definitely changed. So as you guys make your way down towards the kitty, where it's supposed to be, you can actually see the sign kind of sticking off, the street sign, and it's maybe about a 5-foot street sign, and it's of this naked lady holding a pussycat, and the cat's body and tail is covering her privates.
Does it also have the searchlights going back and forth behind it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, better.
It absolutely does. And you hear like a lively jazz music coming out.
All right, this must be the place. I will definitely let you know when it's okay to punch somebody.
Very good.
Maybe we don't go out the gate with that. So
as you guys are walking up, the big pane glass that's in front of the building actually just breaks, and you see this body getting flown out right in front of you, landing on the sidewalk. Step to the side, and so the glass kind of breaks, and this kind of big rough guy dressed in a suit with a scar down the side, his face steps out, and the guy that's on the sidewalk stands up, and they both kind of square off, and you see him start trading blows, and you literally hear as each punch hits, and and it's not a fight. They're taking turns rearing back, pausing, and then swinging, and nobody seems to notice as they kind of seem to fight. People just walk around them, and they fight in between the crowd.
Oh, this place is awesome. Let's go.
So when you walk through the busted window, nobody really seems to mind. And you hear
So we hear jazz music.
You hear lively jazz music coming out from inside. When you look inside, you can see just full blown center of the this large room is a stage. And then all around the stage, 360 degrees, are tables kind of expanding out. Spotlights just kind of shining just all down from the stage. And off on the north side of the room is just really this beautiful kind of ornate staircase leading up to a second story balcony area. And you see tables kind of set up there. And the lights there are much more dim as opposed to the lights down on the first floor. And it looks like there might be somebody up there, but not exactly sure.
Is there a rope blocking the stairway?
When you look over the stairway, there's no rope blocking it, but there seems to be just this huge goon kind of standing there, arms crossed. I mean, he's probably about 6'8".
Wow, these people are huge. All right. I mean, I'm not surprised by them. I'm from here. Not from here, but, Null Empire, I'm sure it's pretty much the same in Cairo.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a mob goon when you see a mob goon.
6'8", though. My God.
That is like a behemoth.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, I'd be like, all right.
And again, like, what's really kind of funny, though, is like this big, huge body and these tiny little legs.
The pants, though, they come up to here. I'd be like, so let's grab a seat here for a moment and just kind of scope it out.
Okay.
And
should we not ask about the vodka?
So I'm trying to get a plan together, but I wanted to not be conspicuous, be a little more conspicuous about it.
Maybe we could order vodka.
I do want to ask about that. I see that they're already putting a window in place. Is this normal?
Yeah,
They just
it's pretty normal. Yeah.
Nobody seemed to react with the two fighting out front. I mean, nobody even watched.
As
Yeah.
you look over, there, the fight's kind of traveling down the street as they kind of keep going, just moving along.
And the glass people are already getting it in place. Yeah, I've got 24-hour glass people here.
I
They're just like
understand.
a extra stash of them in the back.
Will there be any concerns that we didn't pay to get in?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Nobody took any mind to us whatsoever.
Very good.
I don't know what. I mean, I'm not. Ufa's never been to a gentleman's club, so I don't know if they have like a hand stamp or something like that. It's more like you just gotta look like you belong. It's okay. But at any rate,
Probably order something.
yeah. So we'll order.
Maybe
You
some
order
vodka.
vodka.
There's a woman coming.
All right, good. And whoever, if at that point she comes up.
So as you guys look in kind of you're in the front door, you see this woman. I mean, tall woman, but part of it's her heels. I mean, like 3-inch stiletto heels.
Yeah.
As she just kind of comes and just like seems to like saunter her way up, wearing this gold sequin armless dress with slits all the way up to the side but all the way down to to her shins, the front and back. Her hair just kind of done up with a string of pearls, just interwoven in between her hair, and just these long, just gaudy, obnoxious earrings. She's smoking a cigarette through a foot-long filter as she comes walking up, and she's just like, "And what do you wish for this evening?"
I'll definitely have the vodka.
And so, then find a seat, and one shall be brought to you.
Perfect. I thought we were already sitting down. My bad.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Yeah, so I go to have it. I'm find a seat. I'll take my vodka over here, please.
So you guys go find a seat. So again, the stage is set smack dab in the middle of the room, and then there's tables all the way around 360 on 4 sides. There are like a little bar area set up where waitresses are running drinks back and forth just all around. So it's kind of this weird mix of it's packed, but yet there's room for more.
I'd say we take the table over there. You'll notice that one has a couple of egresses out of this place.
All right, let's do it. So, with that being said, I, never being in this particular establishment or kind of establishment, I'm very concerned about making myself suspicious. And so when we do sit down and be like, so my concern here is that I might set something off that would make someone suspicious.
You
What
are
do you guys
acting weird. You told us to just be here. Be in the moment, I believe is the term I've heard.
Yes, but I'm talking about what we do next. So you guys have suggestions of what we might do.
Well,
What
we
we
should
need
look for a
next is-
hunchbacked man.
Yes, he should stand out, I would think.
I would hope so. So is there a hunchback man in this room?
Roll find.
Everyone,
Yes.
I'm going to add one.
Add one.
I was gonna say I should roll the find.
Then do it.
Then roll
Do it. Because I got a 6.
11.
11. Not seeing.
Oh, with an added one.
There's
Or did
2
you-
ads if you want to take them.
So 13.
13. Not seeing anyone down here on the first floor that looks like would meet that.
It would make sense that if he's trying to, she seemed like he does not want to be found at this moment, so it would make sense that he's not out in the open.
Yeah, at least not on
Perhaps.
the main floor.
He may be on the second floor.
Maybe we should, after we get our drinks, kind of spread out a little bit and get a better view.
Yeah, it's definitely. Is there a way for us to be able to see who's up there right now, or no?
No.
It's still just out of sight.
Yeah, and the lights are set up to where it's kind of lit up there, but yet as the spotlights are kind of
Yeah.
just laid out so where if you look up, you just, it's behind that cone of light and you can't really see up on top.
Yeah.
So
So
what
I
if
have an idea.
I do too?
Okay.
What if we distract the guy that's on the stairs?
Somebody-
Perhaps Max could punch him in the face.
I can do that.
I was
and then,
thinking the same thing.
Yeah, and then the rest of us just go past him.
Yeah, just walk like we're supposed to be
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Very good. Tell me what.
So as you guys are going to have this discussion, the waitress comes down and everyone kind of hushes, and she, just very elegantly leans down and just puts down the vodkas all around. And about that time, you hear the singer who was up for the jazz band start doing this very eloquent announcement for the lovely Donna Delight to come out and provide the evening's entertainment. So
It's Jessica.
coming up from a very cleverly hidden trap door on the floor is, and so you see this woman, just absolutely beautiful woman with just this black luxurious hair, just come walking up from stairs up onto the stage, and so very voluptuous with just her black sequin dress and spaghetti straps. And so she grabs the mic, gives the who announced her, a peck on the cheek, and then leads into this very sultry song as the band behind her starts, just filling in the music.
If you look closely, am I wrong? Is that Miss Jessica?
Is it Miss Jessica?
No, she was blonde.
Oh, thank God.
I was like, be wearing a wig.
At first I was like, thank God. I was like, no, she probably would dye her hair for one performance.
Or put a wig on.
I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. Thank God.
He would know.
Good Lord.
It's not Miss Jessica.
Well, I think with as loud as she's singing now, I think this is our best chance.
Probably. Yeah.
Let's just get closer, and you punch him. We'll hang back a little
Very
bit.
good.
So maybe bump into him first.
Okay.
Make it look like it's casual, like a,
You're
believe
insulted.
you're insulted by him being there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So I'll lead ahead.
Roll streetwise.
That's a 1.
Can you use a possibility at all?
No.
Okay.
Not to get out
Not
of a
for
1.
that.
So as you attempt to go up and look casual, you're like, you guys see as walking straight up with intent, with purpose.
Yeah.
The guard sees it too, and so you can say, he kind of just whistles, and you see movement as darkened figures that were standing against the wall end up coming forward. And so where one bodyguard was there, now there's 6.
So I look back to them and I hold up 6 fingers and then give a single thumb up with a questioning look.
They're all looking at you now.
I look at you two and I'm like, I don't think so. That's not what I expected to happen.
So I'm still looking back at them. Am I getting, actually specifically, I'm looking like the Azrael.
As you're getting closer, you can see the main bodyguard, the big 6'8" guy, starting to get more agitated. His face is starting to wrinkle up, and he had an ugly face to begin with, and now he's just looking really worse. And you can see the people, like those looking, you can see those shuffling, start unbuttoning their jacket coats.
Retreat.
So I'm looking at you. What are you doing? Oh, all right. So I'll stockily veer off around past the stairs and some other direction. Maybe I'm going to assume their stairs are going up to the right, so I'll veer fast to the left.
So as you do, how close do you get to the guy before you veer off?
I'm going to say 5 feet or less, maybe even 3 feet.
Okay, so as you get within, which very easily could be like punching range.
Oh yes.
And so he kind of stops what he's doing, and then pulls his hands out and just kind of cracks his knuckles, and you can actually hear the crack above the sound. And he's like, "What do you want, little man?"
The
biggest one of you guys, he calls little man.
Like, where's the bathroom?
restroom facilities.
Gotta take a piss.
Roll trick.
That's better.
Whoa, that was actually good because it's not one of my better skills. 13.
13. So he just says, "That way."
Thank you, my good man. And I stalk in the same way I was towards the bathroom.
And so he watches you go by, and those that are looking, you can see the the other mooks just kind of blend off into this back up against the wall.
Into the crowd. So in the bathroom, the attendant there.
Of course there is.
My good man, can I ask you what goes on upstairs? I've seen a few people go up, but not many.
That is, I don't quite remember.
So I'm feeling around. Do I have any bills from Core Earth?
From Core Earth?
Would there be any reason why I would have had that money? Because I know I don't have the other kind of money.
Would you have given them money? I mean, so
I don't.
So I will sacrifice the possibility to say that I had in the past distributed equal.
you don't need
amount
to
of money.
sacrifice possibility if it makes sense that the character would.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he wouldn't want to hang on to all of it. He's more of a team player.
So, and I see that, and I'm pretty sure I understand that. So I quickly pull out a bill and I say, "Would this be enough, or should we discuss it?"
It's like, still a little hazy.
So the bartering. How about this much?
As he kind of holds his hand out,
I'll set the
like-
bills in his hand.
and almost, amazingly, they have disappeared somewhere. He's like, yes, upstairs. That is reserved for Professor Espartes.
The entire upstairs.
The professor has a special place here.
But thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to go use the restroom. Actually, use the facility.
Name to complete the room.
Right.
Yeah.
So as you finish up, he turns the faucet on for you, and then holds out a tray of different soaps.
Right.
And then he puts it down, and then gives you a towel.
And then holds his hand out for more money.
Yes, he does.
Well, no,
The
first it's the cologne.
Oh, yeah.
Then it is.
Yeah. And so once everything is done, everything
holds out
sits
his
down.
hand.
He kind of, takes the feather duster and just kind of wipes down everything, or dusts off everything that may be on your hands. And have a good night, sir.
I'm assuming at this point the bartering doesn't happen. What is commonly done?
You see his eyes kind of start to narrow, and so
I just grab a bill and put it there,
have a good night.
and I'll head out.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And head back to the table.
Did you guys make your way to the table after?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
As you guys are moving, you can see Donna Delight is making her way, and like sitting on the lap of gentlemen. And they're just, panting as she kind of moves in circles and makes her way, and just gets the crowd just enticed in this passionate plea of forgotten and tortured love as she sings about.
I'm watching her intently as her moves.
So she seems to be very practiced at this.
Is she
Back in Isle,
putting
you would
a
call
hand
her
on
a
the chest?
seductress.
Okay. Putting like a hand on chests and such as she sits on there.
Absolutely. But it's right on the verge of, passing a boundary, but not.
Gotcha.
So like I said, in Isle, she would be a seductress.
Okay.
So when I come back to the table, I'll let you guys know I have odd information. The professor, the entire upstairs, it's his. It seems odd that Miss Jessica had played such a forgetful time with where he would be. I mean, it must be known that has the upstairs. I mean, the vodka collection must be incredible.
Well, I mean, it might be that it's taboo to be well known to be frequenting these places if you're not of a certain class. You know what I mean? Like, so he's academic, you would think, abstaining from...
It would make sense.
Yeah, it would
it
make
usually
sense,
does
I
not
think.
help the intelligence to imbibe.
Yeah, so maybe with his colleagues, she plays coy. But
So with this change, could you possibly levy your connection with his secretary as a way upstairs, and maybe we will wait here?
I just have to find... I know I have Miss Jessica's address. I can certainly...
Maybe you could just tell the guy that you're with Miss Jessica.
And
ask
she
him
had,
to come get
I
you.
don't know that would
maybe
be
she
enough.
sent word with you or her paramour to pass to him.
Do I have anything? Did she give me anything that would...
Oh,
be-
she did.
Gave you a garter.
That's right, she did.
I was wondering if we could pass a note.
Is there a
upstairs.
chance that inside the garter there is a note?
I look into the garter that I still have.
Let me throw a possibility your way. Is there a chance that inside the garter there was a note?
No, it's not. So
No.
It was just the garter and the address.
at the address.
Can we
Okay.
bribe one of the staff
I
to pass a note to him
believe
upstairs?
You could just
I
say something.
agree. I think you should at least try to just go ask him and say that you're with Miss Jessica and that you need to speak
The way
to
I understood it was you act as if you're here. We just walked through a broken window and did not pay a cover.
Absolutely.
I say you simply go and tell him that you have news from Miss Jessica and walk upstairs.
Okay.
And then
right.
get us up there after we get up.
And do not approach aggressively. That didn't work.
I will certainly not do that. I'm going to wait for the waitress to come back over again and be like, "Ma'am, what does he drink?" and point at the guy at the big goon next to the stairs.
And so it's like, oh, he doesn't drink. He's working.
Oh, okay.
And she puts up new glasses.
All right. Very good. Thank you very much. And I'm like, "Let me go." There you go. And then go. Off I go. I'm terrified.
We're watching.
He doesn't look like he belongs there. He's not doing it right.
I'm not doing it right. So I walk up casually and
Like suspicious whistling.
Suspiciously casual.
Yeah.
yes,
You're making that sound too, like
because I'm very much. This isn't my element, but that's okay.
It takes
I'm
a
gonna
long
try to
step.
If
make
he
Next
looks
to the
back,
guy.
I'm gonna, with my fingers, brush him forward, like, go.
So I walk up to the goon at the bottom of the stairs.
He's just standing there, like,
How tall are you?
I am
Ufa?
like 5'7".
Oh, yeah.
Full foot
I'm
collar.
He towers over you.
So
Hi.
I've got a message from Miss Jessica.
Perfect.
I have a message from Miss Jessica to Professor Espartes. Would you allow me to go speak with him?
roll persuasion.
Do I just walk by? Is that why he's looking
Yes,
at me
you
like,
should have just walked by.
go? Okay. Oh, hey, that's pretty decent. So, unfortunately, that's just a 10.
Well, here, whoa. Let me spend a possibility for you.
Okay, so 15 plus
Minimum of 10.
14. So it'd be a little...
No, 15 plus 14.
Yeah, that's what I'm... Oh,
So it's 29.
29. My bad. Okay, I'm sorry. So 9. So that's... What is that? 17? Yeah.
Plus 8? Yeah, 17.
Yeah, 17.
So he says,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I didn't realize you could use tokens for those things.
so he pulls out one big beefy hand and look at you, snaps. Somebody from the side comes running up and goes, yes, boss. He says, go let the professor know someone is here to speak to them with a message from Miss Jessica. Yes, boss. And so he runs up. He's just standing there looking at you.
I'm not
Thank
sure
you.
what's going on. But,
Thank you.
but seems to be doing okay.
I mean, there's not 6 people coming after
He hasn't been hit
For
either.
your trouble, and I pull out a bill and kind of like fold it up into my hand to reach out.
Drops it.
no, okay, well,
Put it back. Confused.
Something didn't go right there.
Guy runs down. Said, professor says okay. He's like, and he runs back over against the wall. He says, go ahead.
Thank you. Have a good evening. And then make my way up the stairs. Good lord.
he does that face in real life. And it's
I am sure he does. I have no doubts. That was very well trained. Jesus. I have to deal with that, all right. I'm going to have to deal with that all the time. Anyway,
So you make your way up the stairs.
I make my way up the stairs.
And
I can
so-
see he's the only one sitting on this whole floor.
So when you get up on the top, where he's sitting at is like a very big round booth with very just beautiful like white marble tabletop in front of him. He is the only one sitting there right now, but around the booth you can see there's about 4 kind of very scantily clad ladies that are standing by a bar. There's a very scantily clad bartender behind the bar, and they're just all seem to be waiting on at notice for whatever beck and call they may have, that the one patron up here may have for them.
Holy cow. This guy really does own the second floor.
So as you approach, you notice that he's kind of hunched over the bar, the table that he has. He has this kind of long, bushy green beard. He has spectacles, just the wireframe spectacles that he wears around. He's wearing just like this small little, like that little cap that...
Like
Yarmulke?
imams, like the imams that wear, like the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's just dressed in a very simple, but you can tell very expensive and tailored suit. And his just a pure little simple wooden hook cane is hooked up on the table next to him.
So I'm going to approach him, because I know now I have business with him and no one can stop me.
And so he sips his vodka very elegantly and even just kind of delicately, and just little tremor his hand, puts it back onto the table.
Does he seem wasted?
He's not like...
Yeah, it's
like,
not his demeanor is
listing
not
the-
like... Yeah.
If you were looking, you would say he seems to be very much in control.
All right, good. So I'm going to, when I approach him, I'm going to see Professor Espartes.
And so he looks up and, yes,
I have a message from Miss Jessica.
indeed.
She requires your assistance down at the college.
For what?
There are a number of people who want to speak with you, some of them from Mobius.
Roll persuasion.
Would I be able to use
Of course you can.
Okay, then I'm going to do that. 16.
He steeples his hands, kind of leans in, closes his eyes. Was there anything else with the message?
As far as I know, that's what she told me to tell you.
And he seems very, this is very, upset him. And so that's, the vibe that he gives off.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm afraid I must pass. How is it that you were the messenger for this?
Embarrassingly enough, am Miss Jessica's paramour. And she sent me to seek you out so that she wouldn't be troubled with Mobius.
I find it disconcerting that you use the Lord Pharaoh's name so freely without its proper respect.
I suppose my concern for urgency has made me forget my pleasantries.
Understood. A word of advice, young man. Never forget whose land you are in, and never forget whose ears may overhear a simple slip in pleasantries.
Well noted.
Please
for the
pass my
advice.
regrets on to Jessica.
That you will not be returning.
Not until my vacation is up.
Very well. I will let her know.
Thank you.
Perhaps I will see you at the college. And me visiting Miss Jessica, of course.
He kind of smiles at you. Perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Very good. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy your vacation.
I shall.
Oh no, I'm sure you will. You look like a man who knows what he wants.
I do.
Very good. Thank you for your time. And I'm just gonna back up and turn around and step away.
He goes back to watching Donna Delight down below.
So I'm gonna come down the stairs like I belong. Now I don't feel as nervous.
So the big mook up front doesn't even turn back, just continue.
Yep, just looking. I'm going to get back to the table and just kind of reiterate what had just transpired. So he will not be here back at the college until after his vacation is up. I don't know if he's staying here. I don't think I didn't look for the rooms up the stairs, and I apologize. I was a little bit more concerned with
The crowd bursts into applause as Miss Donna is back on stage.
We clap.
Miss Donna Delight
yeah.
is back on
yeah,
stage.
clap it, yeah.
You see people throwing flowers and bouquets and roses up on stairs. And
Is there flowers in the center of our table?
yeah, you don't notice them before.
Glass just crashes.
Who did that? Not me.
Yeah, oddly you didn't notice them before, but they are there now.
All right, cool. Well, they're getting thrown up there. Just the flowers.
And she kind of waves adieu and fondly, kisses to the crowd as she makes her way back downstage.
So he will not return to the college until after his vacation is up.
And we understood that to be a week. We don't have that much time.
It could be minutes or hours until you know who invades you know where.
That's a fair point. So when I mentioned that the great esteemed Professor Mobius needed him, and he looked distraught at that.
Wait,
Why did
you told him Mobius?
Yes.
The High Lord of the domain was looking for him?
Yes.
I would be distraught as well.
As would I.
But that tells me a lot.
Okay, please.
He must not
share.
be allied
He
with
must
him.
not be allied, or must not like working for him whenever he calls on him. And he actually refused to meet with him, which tells me he probably doesn't intend to meet with him. And who can do that?
I don't have an answer.
Yeah.
Do you?
I don't. I mean, I feel like if the High King of anything asked for your presence, you would have to go. And I unfortunately spoke of Mobius, Professor Great, esteemed, well, loved, and kinded Mobius.
What are you doing?
I'm trying here.
Why do you keep speaking like that?
Because you never know who's listening.
That's a good point.
I just learned another lesson, and it's very important.
Would he meet with us? Did you ask?
I didn't because I wasn't sure. And now I feel terrible. I'm not good at this part, okay?
But this is literally your realm.
You know what?
Doesn't mean that I'm good at this in my
he's
realm.
been up there before. Did you by any chance say that you might see him again?
Yes.
That's your way in. Go back up and ask him to meet with us.
Hello, me again.
Maybe you could take one of us with you.
I don't know. I was sent by Miss Jessica.
All right, well, now you're sent by people who want to meet with you and they don't want to wait. But they have nothing to do with Mobius. How
I'm
about
trying
that?
to think, how are we going to get by the big dude, the mountain by the stairs?
Ask
You
him.
just tell me you forgot to tell him something.
Oh, okay. I mean, that surely won't raise suspicions.
I think it's better if the three of us stay down here. Then you can just carefully point so that he knows who and he can see who. I mean, I would want to be certain who I was meeting with if I was
Maybe
told
you
I was meeting with someone.
You just go walk past the guy because he already knows that you're allowed to be up there.
Right, you've been up there once already.
Yeah.
Go,
I mean,
go, go,
that's
go.
fair. Okay, all right,
Go.
I go.
Be better at walking this time.
I'm much more relaxed, even though I'm sweating. So I get up and walk calmly up to the stairs, over towards the stairs, and with this dude staring at me, I just walk by him to go up the stairs. Does he get in my way?
No.
Okay, I walk up the stairs.
So he turns his head back to the ground. So you walk up.
Was it that easy this whole time?
You look down at us.
He's standing on the stairs. I made it. We're all like, keep going.
All right, so I get to the top of the stairs. I find where the professor is, and I walk back over to him.
So he doesn't look at you, but he says, "When you said you will see me again, I did not expect it to be so soon.
I understand, and
What can I do for you, young man?"
it's more about what you can do for understanding the realms and realities more. Would you like to meet someone from another reality?
One eyebrow shoots up. He's like, "Really?
How about Orish? Does that sound fun?
From Aurora?
Orish, yeah.
You know someone from Aurora."
I do.
Out of character, you know Tori is at the other house.
Say
But he does know someone. But
Yeah, I do know someone from Orish.
Or Tharcold.
Or Tharcold, yeah.
Or Isle.
Or Isle.
The Cyber Papacy.
The Cyber Papacy. I can allow you to meet all of these people. Well, I can give you the passage to meet.
You can tell that his arrogance didn't like that.
Okay. Look, he can see down the
Not where you guys were sitting at, and so because he's far up, back up against the wall.
yeah.
You're like, shit.
Like,
Would you like to come to the balcony's edge with
Yeah.
me?
I have two of them or three of them here.
So if you would allow me to show you who you're going to be meeting, I have them here with me.
Indeed.
And like they're just over down on the first floor, obviously. So if you kindly walk with me over here.
You see that he's very deliberate in his movements, and his face is expressive in his contemplativeness.
Yeah.
And so he grabs his cane,
Yeah.
pushes himself up, and you can see that distinct hunch
Yeah.
as he makes his way out from behind the table and then walks with you. Do you lead him? Where do you lead him? Like the balcony or the stairs?
The balcony, not the stairs. I
so
try to be a
to the
little bit
or
more
the banister,
discreet. Yeah,
really?
before the banister. Yeah, so he can see the whole bottom floor.
So he
And if you can see a couple tables to the left of the stage.
so he gets up over there.
We're all looking up.
It's like I'm pretty sure it's probably obvious as to who I'm going to point out.
Wait, don't wait.
So you see how I described kind of reach over the banister rails, looking down at you, and he kind of lowers himself down again. He's like, as he starts walking back, go ahead and invite them up.
Very well, thank you. Anything I should tell the guard at the bottom of the stairs?
He makes his way back in, sits down. You can see like the exertion kind of just, just drains his vodka. When he puts it down, one of the girls that are standing off the side, just very scantily dressed, just kind of runs over, grabs his drink, runs back to the bar. Doesn't say anything, waits a few moments, and then brings down a new one. No.
Okay, thank you very much. I will be right back. So I get up, kind of back away, turn around, go down the stairs, pass by the guard, the mountain of a guard, get to your guys' table, and say he would very much like to meet all three of you.
Perfect. Let's go.
All right. So I lead you guys, me first, towards the stairs, and then as we get to the stairs, I kind of step to the side and kind of like gesture.
So as you guys,
I gesture all three of you up, and then look at the guard, smile, nod, make my way up the stairs.
I put my hand on his chest like the seductress lady did as we walked by. Trying to be all like she was, but not very well at it.
So you put it on the guard's chest?
Yeah. But as I'm clearly like doing the same. I'm like trying to.
As you start, just kind of like, like that slow, deliberate movement, you can see his eyes just kind of go down like this, and he takes a step back.
I put both arms.
When you do that, he steps back forward again into his guard position.
You can see on the ground there were 2 painted shoe prints on the ground.
Stand here. What were you doing?
I was trying to do what that lady was doing.
She was singing. You need to sing when you do that.
Okay, next time I'll try to sing.
Don't do that now, though.
Okay.
So I lead you guys up the stairs, and I gesture towards the back corner of the room where the professor's sitting, and he wishes to speak with you. But and like as we walk over, I kind of I say this in a hushed tone. He deserves the privilege, you know what I mean, like to be the. How do I say this?
He has an ego?
Yes.
Stroke it?
Stroke it.
Understood.
Yeah.
So as you approach, you can see 4 chairs are set on the outside of the table, even though he's got like plenty of room on the benches right next to him. But chairs are set on the outside of the table.
Yeah.
And so his hands are kind of steepled. As this time you actually see him looking at you guys as you come walking in. So as you get closer,
I stand and wait for the 2 ladies to sit down.
I sit.
Sit down.
Sit down.
I sit.
The young paramour of Miss Jessica says that you are from different worlds. And he kind of holds up his hand and he looks at you and he says, you are from the realm of Isle.
I just nod my head once.
And of the dark.
Yes.
You are of the race, if I am not mistaken.
You're not, and it's hard for me to keep the shock out of my face.
Despite your garb, I would say you are from Melrose realm.
I'll, pull my glove off and crackle some lightning between my fingers.
And of the arcane arts, I imagine he would love to see you hung.
Probably. Most likely.
So I'm going to feel out. Is he possibility rated?
You can't tell.
Maybe that effect is dampened here. Can I feel the 3 of them?
Yeah.
But I don't feel him either way. Okay.
Which isn't normal.
So
if they're not, we feel nothing. I feel uneasy.
What do I owe this privilege of?
I'm going to look at Azrael.
You must be the leader of this group, for one of the race would not be so subservient unless you have a display of strength and command.
Knuckles crack.
We came to seek your assistance.
How can a simple professor be of assistance to such esteemed realm runners?
We all know you are anything but a simple professor.
He grabs his drink and takes a sip of it, and so he says, quite astute.
We know you are possessing of capabilities that...
One eyebrow shoots up.
I can't think.
That's where I was.
Yeah, I know. This is like, why is this the hard part? That you're possessing of capabilities that could alter the course of reality. And...
I do not know if I would phrase it as a capability. I do possess a knowledge of reality that others might not.
I believe knowledge is just as important as capabilities and skills.
I'm not referring to capabilities as in, and I do this with my hand, like
Under the glove.
Like under like my lightning is a capability, but I mean, you have the ability to act, and your council and your there's a word I'm trying to think of.
He kind of leans back, little bit of contempt on his face now when he said council. And who sent you to seek my counsel?
To be honest,
Please.
we're all here trying to fight the High Lords, and we side against them, and we
So
were
we-
sent by a group to hopefully gain your favor and your alliance in the coming battles.
Which group? DSI? Mossad? Delphi Council?
Everybody else. The Delphi Council.
Of course. And what does Quinn Sebastian want of me this time?
He's the leader,
He's
but
the
we don't know him.
He's the director.
We haven't had the opportunity to meet him yet.
So then who sent you, if it wasn't him?
Agent Jones did.
I confess, I do not know of an Agent Jones.
That's how good he is.
And what counsel did they send you to me to gain?
While he's talking, I am looking at everyone else up here. I'm looking to see if anyone appears to be eavesdropping. I mean, nobody's going to be so blatant as to lean in with their hand cupping their ear, but is everyone watching this?
If they're paying like extra special
Yeah.
attention, like, yeah. Roll streetwise.
Okay.
Can I give him assistance with that because I'm trained in it? Can I give him a +1?
You didn't. Well, he didn't say it out loud,
Oh, okay.
and so you wouldn't know that he's looking for it.
Okay.
So that is going to be an 18.
18. What it looks like to you, the bartender, you catch her actually kind of mimicking words, like she's reading lips and then saying them kind of like back to herself.
And whose mouth/face can she not see?
She
at the
cannot see Espartes.
tip? Okay.
The assistance we require from you is joining the Delphi Council. With your knowledge and your roots here in this cosm, it would be invaluable.
My knowledge, not only of this cosm, but others, would be invaluable to anyone.
They would.
If you would indulge us, I'm sorry, Azrael, but we're being watched. And I'm with my eyes on him, and then back to him. Would it be possible to meet you somewhere where it's only us to speak?
Like talking like this so she can't see your mouth.
He says, why Rafal, this is the safest place that I can be right now.
And I do put my hand over my mouth. Your bartender is watching everything we say.
Ah, yes. I'm aware of that.
And that's safe for you?
Yes.
Okay.
So she is one of yours.
Yes.
Well,
He
when
seems shocked that you would
Right.
suggest that.
when in Rome,
He's all, but
maybe I can tip the scales for us. We are looking for an item here. And we have found its pair in another cosm. Do I have your interest?
I'm listening.
They're dead eternity shards that we believe put together could create a power that would allow some aid in pushing back, if not destroying, one or more of the High Lords. And your knowledge of the realms may be invaluable, as Azrael said.
It would tip the scales.
And we believe one of the shards is here, possibly even at your university.
That is fantastic. You said you found its sister shard
Yes.
in a separate reality. Which one?
I'm trying to remember which one. Oh, yeah. The Living Lands.
The
And then I put my
Americas.
hand over my mouth again. Baruch Kaz lands.
Indeed, the Sa'ar is... He is not the savage that he appears to be. He actually has a very keen mind.
You met him? I look completely shocked.
I know of him. I'm quite frankly surprised he let you leave.
It wasn't that simple, and we didn't run into him.
We're also very good at what we do.
You see respect on his face when he says that, and he kind of just nods appreciatively at you. And what is it about this shard that leads you to believe it might be at my university?
And I look at Azrael.
Do I know?
Well, I know why, but I'm looking at you for confirmation. Can I tell him?
I'll nod at Axe.
When we were searching for the initial shard in direction that we were sent, we found a map. On that map, there were locations put. The university at Benghazi was one of those locations.
How many locations were on this map?
7.
And where was this map located?
In the Cosmo Tharkold on Earth.
So then, you have located 1, but not 2, and you've already seen the map in Tharkold, which leads me to deduce that that shard has already been claimed.
What if I told you we had 2?
I would be impressed.
And the device it fits into. Would that tip the scales in our favor to get your help?
It might indeed.
We have 2. We do not have them with us, but they are in safekeeping. And we have the device we believe they work in.
May I ask, what is the manner of this device?
I look at Azrael.
You have to understand that we need some insurance for your loyalty and your help, so we cannot tell you everything.
It was my understanding that you were seeking my knowledge, not my loyalty.
Forgive my misspeaking. We need to know where your loyalties lie before we can give up all of our secrets.
Understood.
We also would, while we believe that you are, and you have shown that you are very knowledgeable, some understanding, you seem to already know what that device is, so it would assure us that we're seeking the right person that has the correct knowledge as well.
Understood. It seems then that I have in my possession knowledge which you seek, but you are not yet willing to give all of the information to make the best use of my knowledge.
Our willingness and our concern for our safety shouldn't be intertwined.
Very wise. I respect that. So, then, I propose this. You ask what questions that I may answer for you, and I will ask a question to be able to solicit more information so I can more accurately answer your question. But if it does not meet your threshold of trust, then I may not be able to answer that. No recriminations felt nor given.
That is fair.
It's fair.
Well, I'll start. If the shard was here, where would it be?
Here in this realm.
Here in this city, potentially at your university. Is there any chance it's in your possession? Or you've seen anything that would match it?
No. There are certain patterns in reality. Think of reality as a fabric. As the reality winds itself and forms the fabric, that fabric may tear, or it may develop a hole or a fray, and that changes the course of the reality. If one knows where to look and how to spot the signs of fraying, you may be able to track anomalies within the reality. I believe that the shards you speak of are such anomalies. There has not been an anomalous pattern here in Benghazi.
Do you know of any within this cosm?
I do, but I would need confirmation. What manner of form is the mechanism that houses these shards?
I glance at you.
I look at you as well.
It's some sort of crown.
Then in that case, there has been a anomaly on the Isle of Crete. Are you familiar with it?
No.
I am.
How much of its history do you know? Are you familiar with the Minoan Empire?
I am.
And are you familiar with the seat of power of the Minoan Empire, the city of Gnosis?
Yes.
And are you familiar with the ruler of that city, King Minos?
Yes.
Minos wore a crown, and to match the anomaly that we have been speaking of from that, I would wager that what you seek is on the Isle of Crete in Gnosis.
I know you said you wager, but how sure?
I can't be sure because reality in and of itself you cannot be sure of. The best that you can do is attempt to read the signs and decipher them. With what you have spoken of, there have been several of matching anomalies that my network has provided me within the various realms. Allow me to guess that the first shard you found in the Living Lands was at the Statue of Liberty.
Go on.
I am guessing.
Yes, I understand. Go on. Where else?
If that is your guess and it is accurate, then what is your guess about the island of Crete? Like where on the island?
My guess would be within the tomb of King Minos. Are you?
And Ufa, you're aware of this place? You know you could get us there? You know how to get us there?
It would require a ship, but yes.
Can you...
Or a plane, yeah.
Do you know where to get a plane?
Not...
The airfield.
Potentially, yes, I can.
We have money, we can just get a little airplane.
We know where the airfield is.
They
We got
cost
directions.
a lot of money.
I could not wager where your second shard that you've obtained its location because you did not advise what cosm it came from.
If we told you the cyber papacy, where would you guess?
The only thing that has been matching these patterns of anomalous reality would be at the Louvre. So I wager you've obtained your second shard at the Louvre.
May I continue, Azrael?
continue.
Let's say for a moment we had other cosms. Where might you find it in Arosh?
So you seek the others.
We do. My trade to you is this. The first one we found in Isle.
So you did not find the shard in the cyber papacy.
No.
But
We
you did
couldn't
not
find
know where to look either.
We had 3 options. You picked one of them right off, which tells me you know more than we do.
He kind of smirks at that.
Which is why we come here asking for your
Assistance.
favor and assistance
Seeking your guidance.
and seeking your guidance to become a part of the Delphi Council.
A world-renowned professor would be nothing but a positive for this world.
And what would that allegiance provide me?
Winning this war.
I am doing quite well right now in this reality.
What is it that you would seek?
Vodka?
He just kind of points at the bar.
While you're thinking, I'll give you a piece, as I told you I would. The shard we found in Isle. Tell me if this matches you. We found it in Park's Castle, along Loch Gill. Does it match?
Then what you are seeking is related to Breifne. Loch Gill and Dromahair was the ancestral seat of the Breifne line of kings. You mentioned it is a crown that this vessel of the Eternity Shards is. I wager that the shard here is in the crown, so I deduce that it is the Breifne crown that you search for.
Now look at Azrael.
Well, we don't search for the crown, we have that.
But you search for the pieces to make the crown whole.
Yes,
We do.
that is the name that we have been told it goes by.
Then my price for my assistance, I want to hold the crown and feel its power, not to keep it.
I don't have the authority to grant that, Professor.
But
Then
we could speak.
Can I put you in contact with Agent Jones and begin negotiations there?
We would certainly speak on your behalf, as you've been so forthcoming and helpful.
Until I have assurances of my request, then I'm afraid I must keep my knowledge to myself other than that in which I have already passed on.
Are you a collector of items related to reality?
You're talking
Cosmos?
Eternity Shards.
Yes.
No, I do not collect because that would put my life in danger for others who seek to possess them. But I would like to feel such a relic of realistic importance.
What about a relic that may have previously had such importance?
Of that scale?
Possibly, yes. Of a possible previous invasion.
Of what realm?
I do not know which realm it comes from. However,
Possibly Core Earth.
possibly Core Earth. However, I have an item that you may be interested in that seems to have some previous. It does not currently hold any power when I hold it. However, it seems to have previous history.
You would have to bring it in, and then I would make my assessment then.
There's no way to bring it here.
It would be very obvious. We would need to have. It would not be secretive for me to bring it here. It is a bow.
As fitting from where you are from. I will be absent my office for the foreseeable week. If you learn of a way to transport it here, after the evening, I will be here waiting, and then I can answer more of your questions.
How long do you think it will take us to get to Crete, Ufa?
We can get there from here. I mean, less than a day. No matter what, it'd be less than a day. Plane ride would be a couple hours, probably.
I say we go first,
Yeah.
get that, and then, Professor, we will maybe even be back at the time that you come back from your vacation.
Look to the crown of the King Minos of the Minoans. For if it is a crown that you seek, let me guess. The shard that you found at the Statue of Liberty was located in the crown.
It was.
That seems to be the overlying theme to where you're going to find the other shards.
Thank you for your absolutely invaluable help.
Of course.
We will find a way to get you to see Iara's item.
Please do. Good luck.
I stand up.
I will stand as well.
Yep, we're ready to go.
Stand up as well. Thank you very much for your time, Professor.
He just kind of raises up his glass and salutes each of you, takes a sip, and then turns to finish watching the band play.
Down the stairs and back to Mustafa's.
Yep.
Quickly.
Yes.
Yep. So we just walk down one after the other by the guard. Do I notice anything particular? Him doing anything in particular?
I ignore the guard.
He's
just so
just-
Yeah. No, just
This-
looks. Okay, cool. All right, off we go. And out the front door
Yes.
this time instead of the window.
Right.
So, and where you guys heading?
Back to
Mustafa.
Mustafa's
Mustafa.
for
Yeah,
the
Mr.
night.
go get her. Yep.
To finish
And
up
so-
the night.
After this time, a couple hours have passed, so it's about 11:30, between 11:30 and midnight. Right? So, as you're making your way down the street, the crowd seemed to have gotten kind of, definitely lessened. And when you walk, as you guys are walking, getting ready to turn the corner, out in front of you, with two pistols pointed straight at you, you see, but in pants and like full-blown tactical kit, Donna Delight.
Shit.
And we will end right there.
Thank you for joining us on another NCRP Productions podcast. We couldn't do this without you, so please like and subscribe everywhere we're found, including YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Google, Apple, Spotify, and other great podcast sites. If you'd like to help us continue making more content, we'd love to have your support on our Patreon. And we'd like to give a special shout out to our current patrons, our Siegson Employees of the Month, Michael H., Greg K., F.S., and our Breaker of Seals, Frank H., Christopher C., Matthew K. Thank you all. We truly, truly appreciate it. And a very special thanks to our fantastic artist, Jacob Blackmon, who you can reach on his Patreon under his name, or Deviant Art under the name Prodigy Duck.